Rocky, we're calling it to order. Let's call the meeting to order. I would like to begin by acknowledging that we are in Treaty 1 territory and the traditional homeland of the Métis Nation. I'll introduce the panel members first. I'm Marcel Laurando. I'll be chairing. Diane Knight is to my left. Richard Whitbread is to the far left. Jamie Forget is our assessor today, and our administrative assistant today will be Carrie Bell. We will be hearing applications for revision of the assessment roll in accordance with the Municipal Act. The matters for which revision is requested have been described in each application, and we will limit discussions to those matters. The statement that applicants or the assessment make up this hearing are sworn testimony, and anyone speaking to the matter must be sworn in. Be advised that comparisons of assessment of properties are not considered evidence of market value by the Board of Revision. The Board of Revision is appointed annually by Council and is independent of it and the City Administration. It makes its decisions on the basis of the evidence provided at this hearing and issues a written order that will be mailed to all parties as soon as possible. Please note that the Board's decision with respect to an application may be appealed to the Manitoba Municipal Board if it pertains to an assessed value or classification, or the Court of Queen's Bench if the matter pertains to the application of exemption from taxation. Should you wish to appeal, information on how to do so will be included with the Board order. With respect to the hearing process, I will confirm the matters to be addressed with each applicant following the swearing in. We will then have the assessor's testimony followed by questions, what the applicant may have, and then the applicant's testimony followed by questions. Each side will have an opportunity to summarize if they wish. Once all the evidence about an application has been brought forward, the applicant may leave. The process will repeat for each item on the docket, and the Board will deliberate in private and make its decisions. You will receive the order by registered mail as soon as possible. As information, all public hearings are recorded and will be part of the public record. Swear them in, please. Hands on silent, please.
We go first. Please state your name. Please swear the evidence to present tonight is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. Please state your name.
Harrison Dufault.
Do you affirm the evidence to present today is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. Please state your name.
Rocky Dufault.
Do you affirm the evidence to present is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
We will start with 415 Academy Road, and it's on assessed value. Mr. Forget, when you are ready. Mr. Forget.
Thank you. So the address is 415 Academy Road. The roll number is 1206092400, and I have a recommendation here.
Thank you.
The recommendation here is for a value of $601,000. The original assessment was $623,000. Basically, we got there through a slight tweak in the rents, but there's no other changes.
Okay. You guys good with it?
Yep.
Oh, I thought it was at the 5% target.
I was going to say, though, that
Just
was
something-
our approach, but I understand that
Something was tweaked.
5% of something is different.
Let's move on to the next one. Let's not start trouble.
Why?
The next one is 549 Academy Road. When you are ready, Mr. Forget.
Sure.
I see that you're going to be requesting burden of proof.
Right. So the address here is 549 Academy Road. The roll number is 1207-0894100. So we're going to request the penalties on this, and I'll just get you to turn to page 17 of the brief, please. So we have the express post envelope that was sent out on page 17. Going to the property in question, and then on page 18 is signed for, and then The pages that follow are just the blank mailer copy of what went out.
And that's it?
That's it.
Mr. Neufeld, you're challenging it?
Yes, just a couple of questions here. So this was received June 8th, 2018 then?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, and it was sent to this limited company?
Correct.
That was my question.
Do you want to speak to it now? Why
Yes,
you
I
don't
will.
like it?
I wanted to find a date for you. On July 23rd, 2018, I was contacted by the new owner, who happens to be the son of the old owner who's taking over the business. So subsequent conversations with him, he was not aware of what his father had done, and he is now carrying control of the business. And the reason he contacted us is because I sued his father for not paying my bill 2 years ago. And when I sued him, he didn't even show up for court. The interesting thing, I caught him coming out of the bathroom and served him my claim, and he didn't show up for court, and then I put a lien on his property. And it was for a small amount, but so the son called me and said his father's finally out of the business and he's taking over. So to quote Deuteronomy and Exodus and Genesis and about 20 other places, is the son responsible for the sins of his father?
Oh, good one.
That's what he said to me when he convinced me to take on the job. I said I couldn't be held responsible for everything he's ever said.
That's good.
But it is the truth. And I have the Justice Registry here somewhere, the number on it, but it's all on there. And we agreed to work with him and on that basis that and his father was gone. So his father was a difficult person to deal with, and but it's a question of a change in ownership, really.
And you said it was July what?
July 23rd
Was the sale?
was the transfer, yes. And the reason he contacted me is because I put a lien on his property, and he needed to get a mortgage, and he couldn't do it with my lien on it.
Do you have any questions, Dean?
Not a question, but maybe just a summation in response. I would remind.
Should we ask questions before he sums?
Not yet. He's still going at Rocky.
So I
have
would.
questions.
So I would just remind the panel that the property is registered to Manitoba Limited Company, and so it's the company that we're sending the request for information to that owns the property, and so that's what you see. It's the same numbered company that currently owns it, that owned it then. As far as staffing issues or who's running the day-to-day operations, we still see it as a requirement that we have.
Okay, Richard, do you have a question?
Did you ever receive any documents from
Not
new
from this owner, no. From neither.
Are we able to ask questions
Yes,
of Mr.
please
Neufeld
do
at the
that.
same time?
Yep.
So the new owner knew that these documents were required by the city?
The
In
new
July?
owner, no, he wasn't in the operational end.
Sorry, after you talked to him though?
Oh, we only found out when we got this notice here that he hadn't filled out the forms.
Okay.
Yeah. What we do with our clients, and even though he was a bad old client, had he been working with us, is every April we go to all of them and make sure that they file, and we get most of them in, even if they miss them. This one, as I said, because he hadn't paid his bill, I cut him off, sued him.
Yep.
And
I get all that. but
Yeah.
The point I make
So
is that,
John is the father, Jay is the son.
yeah, and Jay is not in the operational end of the business.
He was unaware of what this really entailed. He didn't know about these forms when I spoke to him about a week ago, and I explained to him what they mean, and we kind of had an understanding that we would be working going forward.
Would you agree that ignorance is never a plea?
Well, you know, when the law that's been broken is severe and harmful to somebody else, I'd certainly agree with you, because there's some things that just a reasonable person should know you're not supposed to do. In this case, this is an obscure punishment for not filling out a form, which is arguably, I'm not going to say victimless, but it's the only place in Canada that has a rule, a law like this drastic, that you can lose all this money by not filling out a form. So
Well, we're not going to solve that today.
No, of course not.
Questions have been answered.
The concern about ignorance is, well, perhaps, but you know, what do they say about smokers? The worst ones are the non-smokers are the worst anti-smokers, the reformed ones, right?
Yeah.
And we have a fair amount of them now who are really, really good about it. And I don't know. I mean, even getting pulled over by the police, they always give you a warning. So that's to answer your question about ignorance.
Not changing my views, but
Yes.
thank you very much for that.
I do have a question. When you said it was sold, but you said they just, so the 4 or 5, whatever Manitoba Limited just changed ownership? They went to the business department and changed the names on the ownership?
I don't have any.
What
Yes,
really happened?
I was just checking my email string, and I got this message that Jay had taken over control of the limited company.
So the limited company just went and changed ownerships of the property at the corporation's
At the
branch?
registry, yeah.
At the registry.
At the director, yeah.
So it didn't get sold, there was
No.
no change of dollars, it was just a re-registration? Okay.
Yeah.
No, just because you had said sale, that's why I was asking, because he said change of ownership, so I just wanted to be sure.
It's a euphemism, I guess.
Yeah, I just wanted to be sure, because that kind of says something different. Okay.
Can you guys step out for a minute so we can... Let's step out. Call the meeting back to order. We're going to let the city win this one, and I'm going to accept his recommendation. So I don't know how you're going to go first if he's got a rec.
Oh, I'll accept his rep. How about that?
As soon as we
Gonna
can.
join
Now, you want to give us the rec?
Sure. So,
Read it on, Jamie. He'll bring it around. Go ahead.
So it's actually covering the next 5 properties after this one as well, because they're virtually identical.
This is?
This is for all of
Yeah.
the for all of the
Oh, the recs are all written down. Perfect.
Yeah. I don't have an answer.
I don't know why it's
I think
there.
it's written to you. Oh, yes, it's the board.
549 Academy Road. Go ahead.
Yeah, so we looked at some of the sales of these different units. Actually, maybe just to give you a very quick summary, you can see on page 2.
Mr. Chair, did we read this into the law?
No, he hasn't yet. That's just what I was going to tell him.
So the roll number is 1207-0894-100. The address is 549 Academy Road. And so I just wanted to point out to page 2 of my brief, just to have a sense of the properties that we're about to discuss. So there are a series of, I guess you call them row houses, that have been converted to retail businesses or properties. So a few of them have sold throughout the years, and basically using a direct comparison approach is how we got to the value that we did. So we've used per square foot sale price of $259.23 on the first one on the list here, of 1,408 square feet, and it gives us a rounded value of $365,000.
Okay, you good with that, Rocky?
Yep.
Thank you very much. Let's move on to the next one. The next one's 569 Academy Road. When you're ready, Mr. Forgier.
So 569 Academy Road, the roll number is 1207.
This is got a non-co-op as well.
Yes, that's right.
Okay. Read it on the record.
Sure. So we're seeking the penalties here. And this is a case where it was actually received late. So it was received August 2nd, 2018. And you can see the mailer completed, starting on page 17. And so we have the deadline at the end of June that we seek. And when it's beyond that date, without a request for exemption, we then seek the penalties. And we did not have any request for an extension on this property.
Do you have any questions, Mr. Nico?
Yes, sorry, when was the deadline date?
It was towards the end of June. I don't know if I have to go to my last brief has specific date. June 29th, 2018.
June 29th, and who set that date?
The city of Winnipeg did.
And the offense you're asking for is under the Provincial Municipal Assessment Act?
Correct.
Did the province set that date?
I am not aware of...
Anything in the act that sets a date?
No, I'm not aware.
Are you aware that the act does not set a date?
I'm not aware of the specifics.
It sets 20 days after receipt as a date,
Right.
correct?
Right.
And you haven't given us any of that information about when it was received.
So the only thing that I would say is that both mailers were obviously received. Because it's been responded to. The date of receipt I have not provided here. Since there was an envelope, scanned envelope and form, but we had a completed mailer, I had not included that in my brief because it was received and that's not debated.
You're having an assumption that it was actually received. Now, have you ever seen someone
I'm basing
submit
the
your
assumption on the fact that it was returned to us.
return? Have you ever received a return from somebody who didn't get a mailer, just went out of the blue and sent it to you? From Colliers?
It's possible, but
5 or 6
I
times.
can't speak to that.
1066 Narren. We sent you one without getting a form because we didn't get one. And people send them to you without getting a request, don't they?
I don't know. Like I
And
said,
there's
I
not-
can't. I've answered that. I
Okay,
can't speak.
and
to
there's
that
nothing else
hypothetical.
in your evidence that indicates service or what was in any
No.
of these deadlines, anything in here, right? It's all you provide is the mailer and your claim that it was late by virtue of the date stamp.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
And where's the date stamp?
Page 18, bottom right.
August 30th.
Right here on the bottom, it says August 2nd dated.
Oh, and this one. Richard, do you have any questions of the assessor before Rocky puts his presentation?
Just confirming, excuse me, so the first non-co-op at 569, you're not alleging that those mailers support all of the other?
No.
Okay, so you haven't provided mailer as Rocky has confirmed?
We have not
And-
provided the blank mailer and the tracking envelope and the signature. That is
And the
correct.
letters?
Um,
You typically send out 2 letters?
correct.
Yeah. Okay, so they're not here. Okay, thank you.
Diana, do you have any questions? Mr. Newfield's on with your presentation.
Well,
I think you've already made
I
it.
think I've made it, but just to sum up, when you're accused of an offense, there's some notices that tell you about the repercussions of your offense, such as the previous package. It had the whole thing. It showed the mailer, the date it was received, the contents of what the letter would have sent, whether it was the actual letter or not, to tell you this. Secondly, the Act does not specify June 29th. The Act specifies 20 days after receipt. So the assessor is required to provide that date of receipt to start the clock ticking. It's not their date. It's not the city date. It's the province's date. It's a provincial law. That's about it.
Thank you. You want to step aside?
Go on.
You guys can get your exercise.
Why don't you take extra long time and get a coffee?
You might not be. We'll call the meeting back to order. Mr. Verdier, you can start this time because you lost.
Okay. Hey, come on, it's fair.
You're up and running.
All right.
Read us the rec, please. And you read the roll number on already. Half of it, right?
Yeah, I think I stopped halfway through.
Okay,
Maybe
read the
I'll
whole
just
thing
continue on. So 1207089530. The address is 569 Academy Road, and similar story to the last property. They're the same size, so again, we're recommending $365,000.
Good. You okay with that, Mr. Neufeld?
Yes.
Thank you. Let's move on to the next one. Next one is 579 Academy Road. Mr. Clogier, when you're ready.
So 579 Academy Road is a
Read the roll number on first.
12070896100. And so this property is one of the end units, and there is a small addition at the rear, so the square footage is slightly different. And we've applied that same rate overall to the value. And here I've just had it bolded to distinguish it from the other sizes here. So the recommended value that we have is $482,000.
You're good with that, Mr. Neufeld? Thank you.
Wait, did you say 480?
482.
Okay, sorry, I thought you said 85.
Next property on the agenda will be 577 Academy Road. When you're ready, Mr. Clogier.
So the roll number is 12070895900. The address is 577 Academy Road, and again, similar size to the first two, and so we're recommending $365,000.
Thank you very much, Mr. Neufeld. You're good with that?
Yes.
Thank you. That concludes the matter. Next property on the agenda is 559 Academy Road.
So 559 Academy Road, the roll number is 12070894700. You might notice that there is a request for the penalties on the first page of the brief. This is a case where it was returned the following business day after the Canada Day weekend. So it was virtually as close to the due date as possible without being on the same date. And it looked like it was mailed by the due date, so we waived the penalties
You waive this one?
there.
Just drawing it? Okay.
Correct.
Drawing.
And so again, same size and same value, $365,000.
Mr. Neufeld, you good with that?
Yes.
365 it is. Next property will be 555 Academy Road. When you're ready, Mr. Clogier.
559.
555. We did 559.
Oh, sorry, 555.
Sorry. And so the roll number here is 12070894500. And yet again, it's the same size, and so we're seeking a value of $365,000.
Mr. Neufeld, you're good with that?
Sorry, this is 555.
555.
At 365. Yes,
Correct.
thank you.
Thank you. The next property will be 551 Academy Road.
And so the roll number here is 1207-0894-300. And again, same story, we're seeking a value of $365,000.
Mr. Neufeld, you good with that? Yes. Thank you. 551 Academy Road is done. Next property on the agenda is 408 Academy Road.
Sorry, did we miss 551?
You just did
I just did
551.
it.
I thought we just did 555.
We've done what we do. We've done all of
We
them.
did 551.
We did all of these, he read them all on
Yeah.
every row.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it gets confusing making the briefs too, where you're like,
Well, let's slow
we're all
down.
the
Let's
same.
slow down.
408 Academy Road.
So I have a recommendation here as
Okay.
well. Oh. Probably need one more.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Mr. Fournier. Roll number first, please.
So the roll number is 1205000000. I think I got them all there.
Yep, you did.
So our original assessment can be seen on page 6. And we've reviewed some of the areas in the building here. We've removed the basement areas. And the overall rate that we're applying is $14.64. And those are the only changes that we're making here. And it results in a value of $1,128,000.
Mr. Neufeld, you're okay with $1,128,000?
Yes.
Yeah, sorry, you said you took out the basement? Is that what you said? That was it?
At least in terms of value.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it. That concludes all the matters. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you very much.